let's finally hit go and finally get started, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles. So, this is the remaster of the game that we played the PSP port of over the past 6 sessions. So, here's how this review is going to work. This review is going to seem a little, I would say, tainted, mostly because I've actually already done a lot of playing around with this version. I have actually not gotten that far, but there are several quality of life features that I can already say that we are adding to the board. So, right off the bat, we're going to go ahead and we're just going to talk these out, and I'm going to put them on the board as I talk these out. So I'm not actually going to put it on the HUD until I can actually demonstrate it and talk it out on screen. But, yeah, we won't be getting out of the end. Let me put it to you this way. Even if I do, actually, yeah, let's nuke that one off the board, actually, for now. No. There are several aspects of this thing. In fact, I'll probably be tweaking the War of the Lions review a little bit before the rating video, so obviously YouTube is already going to know about all the tweaking I did. / will do, when we go forth. But I'm going to keep the things that are going to be universal because this is effectively, like I said, a remaster of the original game, which we played a port of. So, right off the bat, the first thing that I want to talk about is we're keeping the music. The music is still good in this version. It is effectively the same, the same thing. So let's actually judge the options now. Well, we're here. I need my audio impact. So the general options are not the great. Are not anything too special. But at the same time, when you actually get into into things, there you go. Now, let's talk about the fact that there are 2 versions here. In Classic, you are basically just getting the PS1 version all over again with the updated translation. It is not one-to-one the same localization as the War of the Lions, but it is still effectively a War of the Lions-esque localization. So effectively, you have all of the classic stuff from the original version, right? It lets you know that certain in-game movies will appear as if they were the original 1997 version, and you don't earn trophies in this version. And then obviously you have your controls. The Ivalice Chronicles enhanced version is the version I highly recommend. And as this version has full voice acting, it's based on the original version, but it features full voice acting, additions and adjustments to dialogue, and animated character portraits, meaning that characters will, in their portraits, you can actually see their mouths moving, so they're actually more animated, so that it's not just a static image with some text. Next. Little things like that actually kind of, you would think that wouldn't mean anything. But it actually does help enhance the story. This version also boasts a higher resolution because effectively the interface and the menus are adjusted so that effectively it's the HD version. Also, effectively, this is also the version that they retooled. So, effectively, classic mode is effectively your super hard mode. Effectively, because again, it's more based upon the original PS1 version. So. Oh, and then here are our basic controls for this. So, and I just realized I did not mute my TV, so you've probably been hearing double this whole time. I apologize. So let's go ahead and go into the enhanced version, because obviously that is the one we are going to be reviewing. I have not dabbled in the classic version, and we won't be bothering with it. Because, honestly, the classic version is basically just kind of the weaker version, a weaker iteration of the game we played already, which was the War of the Lions. So. And obviously we have a different animation to more emphasize the actual Zodiac, the Zodiacs, because this is the Zodiac Brave story. So. Yeah. So. Now. There is a positive that. So let's start off by acknowledging that there are autosaves in the Ivalice Chronicles version. Which, I admit, I didn't even really fully comprehend. But also notice how there are multiple autosaves. Meaning you will not be screwed out of stuff constantly. So, yeah, no. This is actually good stuff, in my opinion. So. But we are, of course, going to hit new game because oh, yeah, that's why I didn't put all of that stuff on the board just yet.
Ivalice, a kingdom blessed by the light of the gods and ruled by the two-headed lion. A year after her defeat in the 50 Years' War, the king succumbed to malady, leaving a mere boy of 2 to ascend the throne. Whoever became the child's guardian would rule in truth. Duke Larg, brother to Her Majesty the Queen, was widely expected to assume the role, but the council, fearing the Queen would wield excessive influence, moved instead in support of the late king's cousin, Duke Goltana. The Dukes, Goltana and Larg, both were decorated generals who had proven themselves in many a battle during the 50 Years' War. While most of the powerful houses rallied beneath the banner of the Black Lion, Goltana, those nobles and knights who were left to languish in the wake of the war flocked to the banner of the White Lion, Larg. Goltana, the Black, and Larg, the White. The conflict between these men would come to be known as the War of the Lions.
I didn't realize we would get a preview thing if I left it idle. Let's hit new game and actually get started. So, you actually have honest to God difficulty selection in this one. Hun. So we have Squire mode, which makes the battles easier, or allowing you to concentrate on story. Night mode, which is effectively our normal mode, allows you to experience the thrill of battle. And Tactician is obviously your hard mode. Note. Now, I actually never looked up what these actually change. So, I'm going to do so just right quick right now, while I am standing here. Ivalice. Chronicles. Difficulty differences. That's what I want. So yeah, Knight is normal. Normal. Tactician is kind of it is effectively your hard mode. But of course it's not telling me what the difficulty settings do. Here we go. Alright, so, Tactician difficulty takes whatever damage values the FFT engine spits out, and then reduces them by 30%. And if they are damaging enemies, and increases it by 20% if they are damaging allies. This also applies to stuff like gravity damage such as in life drain and stuff like that. Also cheats several speeds higher in Chapter 3, a 10-speed Chemist and Thief in Goland, and a 9-speed Lancer Chemist. Huh. Yeah, it looks like it's just damage. Damage for the most part. I'm not gonna ding that because of course I'm not. I'm just gonna select Knight and move on. So I did like the voice acting in War of the Lions. What little there was, because let's face it, there was like, what, 5 characters that actually had voices in War of the Lions? No, wait, that's wrong. Hang on. I have to actually add Balthier and Luso to that, so you had Ramza, you had Delita, you had, then you had like the random dudes, which I'm just gonna count as one bit of voice acting. You had Luso, you had Balthier, you had Agrius, you had Ovelia. You had Zelmor. Zelmor actually had a voice in the War of the Lions because he had one line of dialogue. Credit to the voice actor for throwing himself into that. So yeah, it was like 8. It was like 8 character. It was basically 8 voices across the entirety of War of the Lions. Not counting, the death cries and whatnot. So this one actually has an entire full cast. And no disrespect to Phil Lamar or Robin Atkin Downs, or Gideon Anne-Marie or Luzo's voice actor. But as much as it pains me, the voice acting in this version is far superior. So I'm just going to do my standard, enter my standard birth date, and we're going to get started.
I am Arazlam J.D. For the greater part of my life, I have been a student of Ivalice's middle age. You are familiar with the War of the Lions, no? It was a bitter war of succession that rent the land of Ivalice in two. Here we first find mention of Delita Hyrule, the hero who would draw the curtain on this dark act of our history.
Hyrule.
His is a tale of great renown, familiar to all who dwell within our land. But, as we well know, what the eye sees is oftentimes a mere fragment of the truth. There was another young man, Ramza Beowulf, the youngest son of House Beowulf, famed for producing leaders of men. There is no official record of the role he played on history's stage. However, according to the Jirai papers, which had long lain concealed in church archives, this forgotten young man was in fact the true hero. The church maintains he was a heretic of the highest order, an inciter of unrest, who blasphemed the gods and profaned the godly. Which of these two accounts is to be believed? Join me now in my search to uncover the answer, the truth.
And now we get our opening. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I have always actively liked the I like the openings in the other versions, but this one blows them out of the water.
Oh, Father, abandon not your wayward children of Ivalice, but deliver us from our sins, that we might know salvation.
Lady Ovelia, it is time.
Okay. I just put 5 positives on the board. All of those are for voice acting and directing. First and foremost, I think this voice acting is ridiculously good. Give me a second, I need to reply to this. Sorry about that. Needed to reply to him to a work-related thing. Because, yeah. Okay, where was I? Right. The voice acting is interesting in this one. Now, admittedly, part of that, I am kind of cheating, because again, I have heard some stuff from later on. But let me go ahead and say this. I am tempted, even just from what little I've heard of the voice acting, to give positives to performances. There are several performances that I actually feel are actually going to be put on the board and potentially, for all intents and purposes, be, will be put on the board. Horde. So, I should also bring that up. Oh, Okay. Oh, no. No. Come on. Oh, no. Did I lose internet? Or is that just my phone being dumb? That might just be my phone being dumb. Let's restart my phone. Am I still here? Here, can somebody say hi in chat just so I know I'm here? Ugh. But yeah, no, I'm gonna put that on the board. Do that. I guess we'll find out in a second if I'm still connected. No, I'm still connected. Come on. Wow, that was weird. My phone decided to be weird. I need this. I need to scroll down to here. Here we go. Because I need your name. We're gonna put a potential positive for Hannah Melbourne. Now, if you're cocking an eyebrow going, who? Who? Agrius' voice actress. This is gonna sound weird, but I actually find Agrius, the voice acting in this version, to make Agrius more attractive. No disrespect to Yuna's voice actress whatsoever. She did a great job with what little she had, but oof. There is a whole lot of nuance into this thing. I am actually very likely. You know what? Let's put the potential. Let's mark that actually. We are actually going to mark that as times 2 to 3 question mark, because I may or may not actually up the voice direction, because there's a lot of subtlety. I'm going to be pointing out a lot of subtlety just within this first scene. There's a lot of subtlety on display here. So, yeah. So, let's finally continue.
I'll not be much longer, Agrius.
Your escort has already arrived.
Please, heed the good lady's words, Highness. You must hurry. Still in here, are you? It's been the better part of an hour.
That's another thing that I like about this. This voice direction. This voice direction is not afraid to give different characters different accents. And I like that.
Gafgarian, you forget yourself, sir. You are in the presence of the princess.
Mayhap bowed heads would less offend.
Note how he said that, by the way. Oh, there's no log. Okay. That sucks, but oh well. But note how he said that, by the way. They even had the voice actor add a little without the text box on screen. I like that. That's a nice touch. It's one of those things where it's like, it's such a little thing, but it's like,
But you would do well to waste less time on idle pleasantries.
I see even the noble Order of the Northern Sky cannot rid itself of vulgar knaves.
I love the venom that is added to that. She adds just a little bit of venom in that sentence. Oh, it's so good.
A guard captain in these rain-sodden hinterlands ought not to expect chivalry. We are in the employ of the Order, not of it. Our pay does not cover trite courtesies to the likes of you.
I love how much disrespect Gafgarian's voice actor put into that line. You could just feel the disrespect oozing off of every syllable he utters in that sentence. Damn, you know? Where the hell are you? There you are. Paul Panting is the voice actor in question for Gafgarian, and he was not in a lot. He's been voice acting since the late 90s, but he's not been in a lot. Well, according to behind the voice actors, anyway. Oh yeah, I guess I should close Discord. Oops. But yeah.
Govern your tongue.
Enough. Let us be on our way.
The Father watch over you, child.
And you, Elder.
Milady, the enemy is upon us.
That, admittedly, feels a little off because of the grunting, but I do like the added grunting and stuff, and like I headcanon it as she kind of like steals herself within that millisecond to get the words out in the proper tone.
You got Tanner's men.
Of course,
We are paid for this. Time to earn our keep.
Agrius
What
just
is it,
goes
Ramsay?
right out.
You above getting paid to do a job?
I'm a knight no longer. Just another sellsword.
Right then. To battle.
Deliver us, O Lord.
They bear the crest of the Black Lion. Duke Goltana must be mad.
You there, wench!
It is useless to resist. You will surrender the princess. If not, well, I would hate to see anything happen to that pretty face of yours.
A head on a sword? These swords of gold, Tanner. Lack wits, one and all.
I love how just, like, annoyed Gavgarian sounds with that. Ugh. These guys are morons. What the hell?
In that case, we should be able to handle this without you, Gavgarian.
Mayhap you could, but there's no money to be made in that. Lad, Ramsar, with me.
So, yep, now it's time for the prologue battle.
Kill them all! Leave no man standing!
You would have us slaughter them? Are you mad? Kill them here, and you'll have played into Duke Goltana's hands. We need only put them to rout.
I find dead men rout more easily.
My turn.
Camera's still a pain in the ass. I will say that. But here's something I absolutely love. So here's... Alright. So we obviously have to start... Oh, yeah, okay. Whoops, I'm forgetting some stuff. Let's go ahead and just add those, sprite and brickwork positives, shall we? Okay. So we're gonna add, I forgot to add all of the positives to the board for Olivia, the 3 for Agrius, and 1 for both the brickwork and the sprite work. So, there we go, I have updated that. I suppose I should go ahead and add the positives for Ramza, because again, this is not there's no real difference with the story. So I might as well give Ramza his positives now and get on with it. No, I should put that after that. And let's go ahead and put a potential positive down for their performance by Joe Pitts. Ramza's voice actor. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put a potential down. We now have a potential positive for both Hannah Melbourne and Joe Pitts. And you're probably already seen and you're probably already seeing a pattern here. Yes, two voice actors whose performances are potential positives. Even though I have barely gotten anywhere within Chapter 1 on my own side file, as you noticed through the fact that Delita and Argath are there. So now it's time to start putting some gameplay positives on the board. Now that we're actually in gameplay, so that way I don't overload you with stuff and people look at me like, whoa, what the fuck, Blue Wolf? So, the music is still amazing. I still love this soundtrack. I am still giving this soundtrack a triple. There's no reason not to. So that's it. So there's that. I'm gonna hold off on that. I've actually changed my mind about the HUD. Now, initially, I was just going to say, the standard 1 positive for the HUD. But I like the HUD even more in this version. You know what? No, 2. I'm gonna go 2. But I do like that you can actually see, just see it all on there, and you can even view the battlefield by hitting square when it's one of your units' turns, and you can actually highlight a character, and it will highlight on the turn order where in the timeline their turn is going to come up. I like that. That is cool. So yes. We're going to add a couple of positives for the HUD. Next up, let's talk about this interface, shall we? So, you noticed how I have committed to my movement with Ramza. If this was if I was playing classic mode or the War of the Lions version, that'd be it. Ramza would not be moving this turn. This version, however, is a completely different story. You can, as long as you do not act, you can redo your movement at any time. And actually, I'm gonna test something with Ramza on his next turn. For now, let's attack this archer. Okay, not this round. There's another thing we'll be...
Fate is sealed.
I actually kind of like the death phrases. Weirdly enough.
For victory.
Also, I'm pretty sure they strengthened Ramza for this. Also, you notice the guest characters all have auto on their portrait to indicate that they're guest characters, by the way. Just thought I'd point that out. Okay. Not yet. Okay.
Forward. Now's my chance. Ready. I shall prevail.
It's time.
Alright, let's go with Rush.
How about you?
You know, the tutorials didn't actually pop up this time. Huh. Oh wow, even if you act, you can actually reset your move. Well, I'll be damned. Nice.
How to proceed?
So there we go. It's even better than I thought, because you can actually act, but still will change your mind on movement constantly. That's actually kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Out of my sight!
Oof. That dude really pissed off Alicia.
My turn.
Whoops.
Are you all right?
A friend indeed.
Time to work. Taste this!
Ah. Didn't happen. Wow, that actually didn't one-shot him. God damn. Alright, Agrius gets the last shot.
No. No.
Unhand me!
No. Lady Ophelia.
This way. Hurry up. And try making a little less noise.
I'll not take orders from you!
You've quite a mouth on you, Princess.
Hold there!
I think not. If you feel wronged, blame yourself or the father.
This cannot be.
And that's why I say this is a War of the Lions-esque localization of the original version. Because, yes, that is this is how it played out in the original. With the kidnapping was done through the sprites. Right. In the original translation, Delita said, "Tough. Blame yourself or God." I kind of prefer the new dialogue myself, so there's that. Oh, I guess I didn't fully finish doing my thing. Yeah, let's just codify the triple positive for the interface, shall we? So yeah, the tutorials pop up if you haven't gone through them before. I have. That's why the tutorials didn't pop for me. So that's actually interesting that the tutorials did not pop up even though I hit new game. That's interesting. It's not an issue, but that's for a different reason that we'll get into when we actually get into the rest of it. Also, I'll talk about this a bit more later, but let's just go ahead. I would say let's go ahead and codify the fact that I think the core combat is worthy of a triple in this one with good combat animations and spell effects. So, yeah. How's that for a bit of fun irony?
Delita. He lives. But why does he serve under the banner of Duke Goltana? I do not understand.
Records of the hero Delita Hyrule
first appear 1 year before the outbreak of the War of the Lions. The loss of the 50 Years' War saw Ivalice paying enormous reparations and ceding vast swathes of land to Ordalia, the victors. Knights and sellswords returned from the front to find their homes razed and loved ones slain. Compounding their woes, they were denied pay for their service and stripped of their livelihoods. This ill treatment led many to abandon their fealty to the crown and the nobility. Once loyal soldiers became rogues and traitors, donning the thief's cloak and plotting treason. It was a time of great unrest for Ivalice. Murder and theft were commonplace. Many were the young adventurer and mage who stepped forward to counter this threat. Of these, the city of Garland too saw its share. It was there that our tale began, a year earlier.
Chapter 1, The Meager. I'm convinced that it shifted from Arazalam to Ramza narrating.
Did you hear? Another Wayne was struck last night on its way to Egros.
The Corpse Brigade again.
'Tis long past the hour for drills. What is happening, I wonder? Delita, what do you suppose this is about?
I could hazard a guess.
Oh? Do tell.
I think Duke Larg is coming to Garreland.
Duke Larg? Why?
Not just the Duke. The Marquis Elmdor the Limbri, too.
That's the first I've heard of it. This has not the sound of a state visit.
All of Ivalice is in turmoil. The Order's supposed to be keeping things under control, but the fact is, they number too few.
And they mean to bolster their numbers with us.
All right, everybody, fall in! The Order of the Northern Sky has an assignment for its Knight's Apprentice. As I'm sure you're already aware, the number of brigands roaming Galleon is on the rise. Among them, the Corpse Brigade, a seditious lot with a grudge against the very crown they had served. Rogues such as they must be dealt with. The Order has been commanded to undertake an operation to eliminate the brigade. An operation of a grand scale. We will not be acting alone. The Order will be joined by, among others, His Excellency Duke Larg's Royal Guard. This will leave Egro's castle undermanned. Your task will be to proceed there and support us from the rear by bolstering its defenses. Remember, you represent the Academy itself. Noble or otherwise, your actions reflect upon us all. Fight with honor and trust in your steel. Twould seem the time to take up arms is already upon you, young apprentices.
I'm pausing here to point something out. Realize that this guy, this random Northern Sky captain, doesn't even have a name. But it feels like they put effort into his voice acting. This voice actor is not, I repeat, not phoning it in. Think about that for a second. Would anybody really blame this voice actor if he half-assed it? If he just kind of delivered an okay performance that kind of sounded like he was a military dude? I don't think so. But he's putting actual effort into it. There's cadences, there's variances in his tone, and it feels kind of like he's putting on the voice. Hey, you know what I mean, right? He feels like he's kind of slamming down that, the job mask, right? There's a kind of, think of it as, the voice when you're at work versus the voice when you're at home. When you're at work, there's probably a specific way that you speak to, for example, your boss or, customers if you work retail and stuff like that. That feels like the voice this captain dude is giving right now. And it fits. It's interesting to me because it feels like they wanted to craft something that worked, it really does feel like they put, I don't know how else to describe it, like they put actual honest to God effort into every aspect of the voice acting. And again, even just this random knight captain dude is actually, sounds like the voice actor is actually giving us a performance as opposed to just speaking the lines. I don't know how else to put that. And I have to admit, I'm impressed. So, let us continue.
I've just received word that a band of thieves, routed by our knights, flees here to Garreland, where the bustling streets will only aid their escape. We will move to stop them and finish the task of our brothers. You, young apprentices, will accompany us. This is but a squall before the storm of battle. Prepare yourselves at once. Dismissed.
This is another thing. This is another thing I kind of like. A guest member joining actually has an indication, so you don't just have to know that Delita has now joined as of this battle. No, it'll let you know, hey, Delita is now in your party. You know, the funny thing is that I may actually give Argath's voice actor a positive beach. I might actually give him a positive, but I need to hear more. I need to hear more before I can really put my finger on it. In the meantime, let's just go ahead and give Delita his triple positive while we're here. Again, this version is kind of cheating, admittedly, because, you know, it's basically the same thing. I'm not sure what I think of Delita's voice actor right now. I'll go ahead and I'll say that. Oh, did I screw something up? Oh, I did. What did I forget to add? What did I forget to add? Oh, I forgot to add Ramza's. Oh, shit. Whoops. Yes, okay. That's where we should be at right now. Hell, because there's only 2 potentials that are on the board right now. Other than upping the voice direction. The 2 being Joe Pitts, his performance as Ramza, which we probably will be giving at least one positive to, and Melbourne, who literally physically can't earn her positive to performance positive until chapter 2. So there's that. So, yeah. Alright. This I always found weird. This I actually find weird. You can actually... It gives you the world map so you can save. Huh? It's not bad. I'm not trying to say it's bad, but now it does gives us the chance to check out our options. So let's take a look at our options, shall we? So we can change the difficulty. So for the gameplay options, we can change the difficulty. We can invert the camera. Why the hell would we want to? We can change the cursor movement. I don't remember pressing. Oh, right, the diagonal movement. I actually don't mind that, to be honest with you. You can actually turn the fast forward on and off, the ability to have the fast forward on and off, which is interesting. You can choose whether or not to have the equipment automatically optimized when you change class. We also have an option to do quick removal of creatures and eggs from the party. Alrighty, which excludes some creatures. Okay, we might experiment with that a little bit later. I'm assuming that one, the quick removal will just remove the lowest strength, like chocobos and the like, so. Not much for display options. We just literally have the brightness and the vocal. You didn't even know it was there. Well, you also aren't reviewing this game, BJ, so that makes sense. Well, if you wouldn't mind, Beach, because that would actually save us some trouble. We can toggle a blurring effect that's used in scenes and battles, referring to the previous. Default is always on. Or is that just focusing in on... Or is that just focusing in on the objects that are not the camera's main okay. So with it on, the camera will focus on things for that. Okay, yeah, we'll leave that on. Music is standard. We can also have subtitles. I'm not super impressed with these options. I'll go ahead and be honest. I think they're decent. I think this is what we'll go ahead and we'll say is single positive worthy for the options. Because if the PSP version, if the War of the Lions version deserves a positive for options, then yeah, I think this version does too. So yeah, we'll give a positive to the options. Hello, Raxor. Well, I'll put it to you like this. I was in need of a stream today. I wouldn't say stressed, but more of just like in need of I was in need of a mental, what's the word I'm looking for? I needed to relax my brain with something that didn't annoy the piss out of me. I think is the way I want to phrase that. Because I think the fact that work was annoying me was affecting my brain to the point where my brain was just all over the place. Prime example of that. Night shift, right? We're tasked with cleaning stuff. We're tasked with cleaning equipment, like cleaning equipment and that, right? To make sure it's ready for the new day. Well, I somehow convinced myself that I had skipped one of the steps of cleaning the equipment, of cleaning one part of the equipment. That I hadn't cleaned this one part of the equipment. I had cleaned that part of the equipment. And no, this wasn't no, it wasn't the manager coming in and saying, "You didn't clean this." No, it was literally, "Wait, I forgot to clean that." "Wait, no, I already did that." "What?" Ugh. Oof. Yeah. Yeah. Like, it wasn't anything bad because, like, effectively I cleaned the one part of the equipment twice. And the second time literally took seconds because I had already done it. So it wasn't a bad thing. I did get out of there at a half decent time. That's why I was only like a half an hour late. Hey, to stream today. Instead of, what it could have been. So yeah, it was more of just a case of, you know what, yeah, part of me thinks I shouldn't risk it, but I'm wide awake. This is the weird thing. I'm wide awake, which is actually not good. So I need to burn some energy so that I can pass out later and go do a night shift tonight. Which is funny because it's actually at a store that is less stressful, believe it or not. So a stream tomorrow is likely, but I'm not going to promise it. Ouch. Yeah. Oh, prices. Pricing on computer parts. Always a pain. Even more so now. Oof. Oh, yeah. And I need to check this out. Right. Oh, so it effectively... Okay, so if I'm understanding your message here, Beach, it's instead of hold the button, it's... Whoops. Instead of hold the button, it's just boop, done, right? Am I understanding that right? I'm assuming it's not actually R3, but huh. Alright, so we'll turn that on. Positive to the options, even though I do feel they could have been a hell of a lot better. Alright, let's move on to the actual first story map at Garland. Yes, I do agree with that. That actually contributed to why I stated that. Alright. So, characters that are required have the lock, so that makes sense. Yeah, honestly, yeah, I'd be more upset if they didn't do that. And Raxor's right. I do agree with Raxor on that one. We will bring Aldous, so we can actually move him around, which is good. Yes, we have to wait for us to have cleared two story maps before we do that. For which thing in Raxor? Holy crap. Oh, it will tell us on the it does actually tell us. It just won't pop up the tutorial because I've already had the tutorial pop for me on my profile. So I'm actually going to have to go into the menu and access the tutorials when we get there. We're going to hold off for now. How though? Wow. So if we want a mage, we can bring her. Huh. Well, they're both about even, so.
They're sure to win.
And
Of
yeah.
course.
Let's not commence yet. Let's swap you. We'll put me here. We'll put you here. And we'll put you here. Alright.
It's time.
Yes, absolutely.
What
Woodley
have
Beach.
we here? Little moppets, is it? Our luck's turned for the better.
Although what's funny is you can actually, if you actually are happy, if you're actually happy with the randos that you get here, there is one thing I do like about this version. You can actually just rename the party members you have to your friends. It's actually awesome. Like, you don't actually have to spend the money to recruit new units if you like the units you have that it gives you right off the bat. So, for example, male squire over there, I may or may not even just call him Chaos and just go from there, because he has actually got 70 brave. Like, that's nuts. It gave me a character with 70 brave just right off the bat. Extremely tragic? Lloyd? No. No, not extremely tragic. It's tragic, but no. Like, I'm sorry, he's not even the frickin' most tragic we've seen in the pro-tag camp. I would argue he's in, like, 3rd place for that, if that even. In fact, I could even hear an argument of saying 4th place because of Estelle. And that's just getting up to the crossbow arc. Never mind when you actually get into the minefield that is Reen's backstory and the oh dear fucking god of Vans.
Alright, lads. Cut through these and we're as good as flint. Make quick work of them. And don't be leaving no squealers behind.
Random rogue. By the way, love the random rogue.
Me then.
Yep. Well, Beej, you actually have you'll have less of an excuse because yeah, I'm probably going to be getting the Steam machine and I'll probably be buying you one too. Because again, I still say the better localization are the Steam versions.
Careful, Ramza. Remember, the well-aimed thrust pierces the mail.
Don't patronize me, Delita. We Beowulfs know our way around the battlefield. Beowulf, was it? Heir to the noble house, Beowulf, I'd wager.
By the way, I love how Pitts delivers that line. I love how Pitts delivers that line. Don't patronize me, Delita. Peeta, I'm a Beowulf. I know what the hell I'm doing. Shut up. You know, it sounds like a friend just being like, oh, shut up. Which is actually kind of nice. I kind of like that. God, I'm so tempted to just up the voice direction. And that's the other thing, too. It's like, that's actually that's actually fitting that we brought this up, because, you know what? This is an example of a retranslation done brilliantly. I'm actually just gonna, I'm just gonna pull the trigger. Fuck it. Just fuck it. Triple positive to the localization and to the dialogue. I like, hey, this feels like the dialogue from the War of the Lions version, but tweaked just slightly so that it's fresh, but it's still good. Like, you can still recognize it as the War of the Lions, as a War of the Lions-esque translation, without it being a one-to-one copy. It doesn't need to be a one-to-one copy, as long as it works good. Change when it's good is good when it's good, and this is good. Yeah.
Looks like we have ourselves some apprentices from the academy. Well, highborn Muppets are still Muppets.
Also, if I may, as I mentioned in the localization or the dialogue positive, the voice acting enhances this dialogue, and I mean that sincerely. That's the interesting thing about dialogue. Sometimes when you read dialogue on a page, it's all right, it's serviceable, but then you put it in the hands of a good voice director and a good voice actor, and then suddenly that dialogue that's okay on paper is suddenly fucking amazing. My favorite example of this actually comes from Kingdom Hearts. There is a scene in Kingdom Hearts 2 where a character known as Ansem the Wise is talking to Mickey Mouse. And he's talking about how he's screwed up the lives of several young people, and he's very resentful of he kind of feels bad about it and all that stuff. The dialogue is serviceable. Like, if you just read the dialogue, it's serviceable. It makes sense. It works. But then you have that dialogue coming out of the mouth of, let's say, Sir Christopher Lee, and suddenly it's elevated several notches. And yes, Christopher Lee was indeed in Kingdom Hearts 2. That's not a joke. Disney money. What can I say? Just accept Disney money. But yeah, oof. Note how we're not even out of the first 2 maps of the game, and already I've been gushing about this version. Final Fantasy Tactics, ladies and gentlemen. We've been going for an hour and a half, and I'm not even past the second map of the game. I'm gonna AFK for a bio break. I'll be right back. that's a good point. And that's a good point there. That's a good point there, Beach. Ugh. Beach, if anybody in the SSS has an extremely tragic backstory, it ain't Lloyd, it's Tio. Anywho, let's continue.
Lay down your arms or die clutching them. None will mourn your passing.
I like to think that's his academy training kicking in, by the way.
Is that right? You're in far over your little heads. My turn.
We can win this.
So, Beach, now that it's finally Aldous' turn here. Would you be happy with these stats? Alright, so we're naming Aldous as Chaos. Yeah, you love that, Brave. I mean, makes sense.
It'll be over in a flash.
Maybe. I'm not going to commit to that, but I am going to go ahead and say I'll consider it.
I've got work to do.
Perfect. Yeah. Actually, that's the funny thing about the trophies. I already have 10 of the trophies just from grinding anything in chapter 1. That's the irony of this. Oh, shit. Thank you. But yeah, I'm actually kind of amazed how much I've actually gained. Yeah, that's another thing. I never called any of the summons.
I will prevail.
I kind of feel bad for that.
Where am I needed?
Stronger than ever.
Ready.
That was dumb of you, dude.
Bloody hells.
Here I go!
I gave everything I had.
Where to?
Oh wow, she only has Phoenix down? Alright, let's reset that move. God, I love that you can reset the move. I love that you can reset the move.
This is going well. It's time. It's over! This can't be happening. The fruit of my labors.
I'll show him.
Okay, hang on. Alright. What up, Beach? Oh yeah, we can also retry at any time. We can also abandon the battle at any time. So. Retrying lets us change the formation if we want, or we can just retry from the very start of the battle with the same formation. I was gonna mention it later, but yeah. You can also just load a save game. I kind of wish we could save in the middle of a map, but oh well.
I can still fight. Better heal.
Huh. Well, at least one of us has potions at their disposal.
Ready for anything.
my turn.
Yeah.
I have you now!
It's over. My time is now. I'll grow stronger yet.
I'll take care of this.
Sorry, my friends.
Better than
Nice.
ever. I will prevail.
Nice crit. Hit, my dear.
Here.
I've got work to do. Not bad.
No time to waste.
Nice.
It'll be over in a flash.
Yeah, especially considering you can't do anything right now. Oh, Chica.
So here it ends.
Why persist in such folly? Honest work would see them die old in bed. Yet they choose instead this early grave.
Oh yeah, MVPs. These are awarded too. I haven't noticed anything interesting about that, but
Barganeth
yeah.
Beowulf, a great hero who had attained the distinguished title of Knight Gallant, approached the hour of his death.
Beowulf Minx in the waning days of the 50 Years' War.
What news of the war?
The Order has struck a great blow. Limbri is ours once more. 'Tis but a matter of time ere the Ordalians withdraw from Siltania. All goes as planned, Lord Father. Be not troubled.
The envoy dispatched to treat with Advocate Lenario returned this night past.
Also, yes, Dysadarg is voiced by Ben Starr, as in Clive from Final Fantasy XVI. Interesting choice.
He has agreed to your proposal, Lord Father.
Good. Very good. Then the war will die with me.
Father.
There now, Alma. Do you want my last memory to be of your tears?
Where is that Ramsar?
He should be here at your side.
Zalbarg, Dystag, you are dear to me. But Ramza is no less so. Though he be not the issue of the womb that bore you, my sons, still my blood courses through his veins. Watch after him.
Lord Father!
You forget yourself, Ramza.
You have come. Good. Let me look upon your face once more.
Lord Father.
I need to hear more of Dystag before I render my judgment on that one, if I'm honest. Beej.
How long has it been? You've grown into a fine young man. I would hear of your studies. You've been at the academy since spring, is it? Hear me, Ramza. For generations, we Beowulfs have stood foremost of those who serve the crown. Ours is the soul of the night. Become a knight worthy of your name. Tolerate no injustice. Stray not from the true path. You will know the path you must walk. A Beowulf can walk no other.
I will not fail you, Father.
Your friend, Delita. He is a good boy. He is low-born, but he can serve you well. I've made arrangements for him to enter the academy. You should have seen the look on the headmaster's face. In the years ahead, you will need someone whom you can trust. You could do far worse than Delita.
As you say, Father.
Take care of your sister. And show these brothers of yours what it is. What it is to be a knight.
We'll get to that in a second. Also, info in game, because you're told, you're actually told what the next step in the story is. So you are never lost as to, wait, what part of the story was I at? Which, by the way, helps with gameplay, because then you know what to expect going forward if you've played it before, right? So let's just get these out of the way. Maybe while we're here. Zalbug, Dysadarg, Herg Alma. And a positive for that scene. Now, I didn't give that scene a positive in the War of the Lions version, because I just thought the scene was good, but I didn't think it was really positive worthy in the War of the Lions version, and by extension the original version. That being said, however, I will go ahead and I will acquiesce to the fact that the voice acting sells the hell out of that scene. The performance of the voice actor for Barbanes, who is voiced by... Give me a second. There he is. The performance by Nicholas Bolton sells the hell out of it. The inflections, the relief that Barbenth is feeling that the war will end, that his death will effectively end the war. Which is funny because he's actually that same voice actor actually voices two other characters in this game, Ludovic and the Tavern Master. He's also going to be in the Dragon Quest VII remake / remaster, apparently. So do I recognize you from anything? Oof, you were in Andromeda. We won't hold that against you. He's an FF14 voice actor, so makes sense that they would tap him for this. Godol from the original Xenoblade Chronicles. Interesting. Not too much that I recognize him from. Good performance, though. Like I said, I will continue to just sing the praises of the voice acting every time it comes up, because that really is going to continuously be a thing. Speaking of praise, let's go ahead and talk about... no. Let's go ahead and talk about this. This is the job tree. This will show you exactly what is needed for every job, even when you don't know what the job is. I want you to think about that for a second. If you know what these jobs are, you can plan out your route. If you don't, you can be like, I wonder what this job is. Maybe I'll level Chemist to level 2 and check it out. Or, hey, I wonder what this job is. I guess I need to level these 4 jobs. Let's see, I need level 5 of that one, I need level 5 of that one, I need level 4 of that one, and I need level 4 of that one. I adore this thing, because it shows you exactly what you need. And on top of that, it actually does show you all of the different classes you need and the levels you need them to be at in order to see them. which is honestly just awesome. I love this thing. Where is it? Oh, yeah. So, yeah. This job tree visualization is a triple. I don't even think I need to justify myself on this one. This is awesome. I kind of want them to add Dark Knight and Onion Knight as DLC now. Because, fun fact, there is evidence to suggest that originally, for this remaster, they were actually going to put Balthier and Luso in the game. But they were scrapped. I kind of hope they were scrapped so late in development that they could add them as DLC. Sure, Square will charge us out the goddamn nose for that plus the Dark Knight class. But I don't care. He'll gladly accept that. Actually, that's a good point. We should check. We should check the PSN offerings. Or not? There is no DLC outside of the pre-order bonus. Okay. Oh yeah. That's another thing I should bring up. So, when I bought this thing, apparently the version I bought came with the DLC code. As in the pre-order bonus DLC. I didn't pre-order this game. I find that funny. Now, there's not too much to this DLC, to this pre-order bonus. There's a color change, a white equipment color change for Ramza, 10 bottles of ether, 10 high potions, the spiked boots accessory, and the mithril knife. Honestly, this is literally just the... I think this is honestly just a wash. I do recommend that version, though. The deluxe version. Alright. Now it's time to start piling on some positives. shall we? So, let's get all of the basic ones out of the way right now. Well, before we get to the big thing. Let's see. Oh yeah, the tutorials. That's right, we need to...
Let us begin the lesson.
We need to talk about the tutorials. So, you can come and look at these tutorials at any time, and most of these are actually pretty cool. Cool, as it gives you lots of detailed info. Now, this info was detailed in the earlier versions, but I kind of like them as little text blurbs rather than hand-holdy tutorials, which were not very interesting. You can say the War of the Lions version. So, here where we get explanations of the units level, what it means to raise the levels. Levels, and even talks about JP a little bit in here, which is good. Good. You acquire job points, which is right there on the interface now. Right there on the HUD, by the way. Which means you can actually keep track of it without having to constantly check. Heck, which is awesome. Tutorial about earning it. It's all good stuff. Unit's bravery, he talks about how certain things can increase it, certain things can decrease it. It can rise and fall. Faith is basically the same thing, but for magic. This one talks about the Zodiac stuff, the left and right hand equipment, parrying evasion, physical and magic evasion. All of this is good stuff. I like how informative these tutorials are. And they even give you a brief overview on different abilities. One thing that's interesting in this one is, yeah, apparently chemists have an inherent treasure hunter ability. Like, you can actually randomly find stuff with chemists in this version. I never really encountered that with chemists in the original version, but in this version, I literally got an item right off the bat, and then I kind of came into here noticed this and highlighted this one and was like, okay. And then I read up the full diatribe on chemists and I was like, oh, well, shit. And of course, we only have the 4 because we don't really have much access to anything, because the only things that have been really leveling are the Squire classes, so. And this gives us an explanation of different equipment types. This gives us an explanation of different status effects. X, protect, shell, regen, re-raise, haste. It shows the different symbols for them. Makes your attack successful, in other words. Words, KO, poison, all that good stuff. Even warns you about vampire, undead, charmed, traitor, the whole 9 yards. Gives you the rainy and dry season explanation. Over the course of the year, Ivalice experiences a repeated cycle of rainy and dry periods, each with lasting approximately 3 months on average. The rainy and dry months are as follows. This explains the affinities for the different zodiac signs. A lot of this is good stuff. This is actually why, in my blunt opinion, these informative tutorials are 2 positives each. Or sorry, two positives. Hang on. So the music. Let's see. So the music and the options. I'm pretty sure I got those on the board. The HUD would be. So yeah, that's 4. Then add another 5 for the HUD and the interface, so that's 9. I mean, the tree brings us to 12. Core combat brings us to 15. With the combat animations, spell effects bring us to 17. Oh, okay, that is where we're at. All right, so
never give up.
You can look at the academic report, which shows us we can actually track. You can actually track achievements within just the file itself, which is actually kind of nice. I don't think I've unlocked any of these yet. Then there's the encyclopedia, which is just awesome to have all this info on background lore. As background lore. All of this is great stuff. I actually really like this.
Safe travels.
We have
the records here paint a vivid picture of this tumultuous era.
So you can also see what the current position of the current state of the realm is. And you can even check out the different
what compelled them?
The different thingies. We can even replay events, which is actually kind of nice.
No, Lady Ophelia.
So you can actually re-see things. Also,
of those who shaped history.
Also, for the record, skippable cutscenes. I mean, I don't give negatives for unskippable cutscenes unless they are really egregious. But yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of great stuff here. There's a lot of great stuff here. Here. So yeah, with those tutorials and all of the detailed information you get, yeah, I'm gonna triple positive the info in game. Absolutely. And I'm also going to give the double positive for the tutorials, because of course I am. Let's see, what else should we put on the board already? Yes, let's go ahead and give the 5 positives for the job system, the variety of the jobs, and the ability to mix and match. Because, I mean, that's still true and has been true since the original version. Also, yeah, I suppose. Oh, since Agrius is all. You know what? No. Let's hold off on that. Let's wait until Agrius properly joins the party before giving Holy Knight a positive. But what we can do is give specific classes their positive just right now. Just what we have access to. So let's take a look. We have access to Squire, Chemist, Knight, and Archer. Well, you know what that means. It means we are adding 2 positives to the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're adding 2 positives to the board, and our first triple negative to gameplay. Because, yeah, Archer still sucks in this version. Archer has always sucked, and will forever suck. I hate the Archer class with a burning passion, and I'm never apologizing for that. Oh yeah, I guess we can go ahead and just give the, yeah, let's go ahead and give the, map design a positive, the map design a positive, the story-centered encounter design a positive, because I do think those are good. Might as well. I'll wait a little bit to give enemy variety. But let's put that, put the prologue and, for Garland on the map. And the Garland map on the board. Because, obviously. Is there anything else I want to put on the board right now? A couple of things I should show off, actually. So... let's show this off.
Welcome. What sort of recruit are you looking for?
So, in the first 2 versions, oh wow, that's actually decent. In the original version, you basically had to keep resetting every time in order to get to get a unit with the bravery and faith that you wanted. In this version, you don't really have to do that, and I kind of am thankful for that. As you can basically just pick and choose who's from an entire pool of different characters.
Is there all tells? Yep, when you next...
oh, right. We need to change Aldous to Chaos.
Very well. I dare say I'll hear the bards singing this name ere long. Let me know if you need aught else. Yep, when you next...
So, there's that. Then there's the tavern.
Make yourself at home. Of course.
Or this is where we can read rumors.
Thank you, Info.
And of course, the outfitter.
Take us look. Who needs outfitting?
admit I don't much care for the interface when it comes to shopping. I find it to be a little on the cumbersome side, if I'm honest. Okay. Did I want to keep either of you? I actually wanted to keep Ellie here. I definitely think I'm going to get rid of Giles Hills. Ooh, Carmine's got some decent bravery, or some good bravery.
May I help with aught else? Come
no,
back.
we're good. Okay. So, yep, we'll go ahead and we'll save. Also, I should point something out. Does it tell me my playtime? Or is that the time I saved? Well, I guess we'll find out right here. Time. That's the time. Alright. Is there anywhere where it tells me what my... Oh. Nah, it doesn't tell me. But I will admit, you do actually gain a lot. I actually admit, I sat there and leveled constantly, just all throughout. 53 and 54. You know what? I can raise those to better suit the thing. So we're actually gonna rename these two. I am gonna get rid of.
Yes? Wait, please. I beg that you reconsider.
Sorry, Giles. But we're saying adios. Carmine.
Fine.
We're definitely saying goodbye.
If that's what you want, I'm sure you have your reasons.
Yeah. Alright. Definitely gonna keep Ellie. And we're gonna keep Lynette. Huh. You know what? No, we'll might as well make it two ladies and two dudes.
Greeting.
Whose name would you like to change?
You know what, Beej? Each basically will have you name two characters. Who should we have as the next one? And, oh, hi, Reverie. Darn it. That's making me rethink it. Yeah. No, I agree with you, Reverie. We have I'm keeping the second the male chemist because his bravery is pretty damn good on this one too. Who Beach? I was thinking of who to name him after. And I figured I'd let you pick on that. And then Reverie coming in and was like, "Whoa, wait, what?" Not a complaint, Reverie. You're welcome here. Might as well make it Steve? Sure. Steve will be our chemist. I was thinking that myself.
A fine choice of name. Mayhap it will become known the world over. Let me know if you need all else.
Ah, yeah. Yep.
Whose name would you like to change?
Alright. Yeah, no, that actually makes sense to name her the magically inclined one.
I dare say I'll hear the bards singing this name ere long. Let me know if you need change of name, eh?
And one more. Because, yeah.
Very well. I dare say I'll hear the bards singing this name ere long. You have another task for me. Farewell.
Yep. Oh, we're dead.
Welcome. Anyone catch your eye?
Well, let's take a look. Ooh, that one's tempting.
You have another task for me. You're
Yeah, it's not that much more of a bravery and bravery, so we're gonna leave it for now. And then once I start leveling in Mocha here and stuff, we're gonna do that. So for now, we're gonna actually put you in Squire.
Ready for action.
And then we're gonna put you in Chemist. Because I need you
This'll do.
moving along. We're gonna put Fundaments on you. I mean, I can change that in a second. There we go. Alright, cool. Oh, it's a whole bunch of daggers. Do I have any more broadswords? I do, yes. That mithril knife is just as powerful as a broadsword. Well, alright then. Well, actually, in that case, Middleguard will wield the sword. Steve will give Steve the mithril knife. And then Chaos will take the broadsword. And then we're properly equipped. Cool. Oh, right. Because I will say the save is a little... What the heck? But there we go. Alright. Let's head to our next story battle. Oh yeah. I should put the positive on the board for the pool of recruiting characters. All right. All right.
Aye.
Yes, there.
I'm ready to fight.
There.
Time to fight.
So there. Oh. Yeah, I don't think we need two. So.
Of course.
We'll actually have Mocha.
It's time.
There.
Looks like this one's still alive. What do we do with him?
What do you think we do with him?
Right then. Your luck's run out, knave. If ever you had any.
Blast! One of the Order's patrols.
The Corpse Brigade. And they've a hostage in their midst.
We must rescue their captive. To do less would be unbecoming of men of the Order.
I'm actually gonna try it in this one. Because I might as well justify the defending missions negative being absolute crap. And yeah, I think I'm gonna keep it there.
And none too soon.
Are you kidding? Now or never.
Also, fast forward, which is awesome.
Leave this to me.
Me then.
Huzzah!
I am ready.
I ain't done yet.
The fruits of my labors.
Whatever it takes.
Time to die!
Oh, this is the end.
I've got work to do.
My turn. Just try and stop me.
What do I do now?
It's time.
Bloody hell! I feel stronger.
No time to waste. Now or no.
Oh, crap.
Leave it to me. I shall win glory.
I ain't done yet.
Ooh.
Me then.
That's bad. I've got one that knows how to use a Phoenix Down and one that knows how to use his potions. Oh, this is totally gonna be awesome. Note my sarcasm.
With this new power. Ready.
Oof.
I ain't done yet.
Okay.
I won't let you die.
My thanks.
Now or never.
Victory is mine.
Are you all right?
He should be
I'll be
asking
fine.
you that.
It is for the Marquis's safety, I fear. The Marquis? The Marquis Elmdor de Limbri was here. The very same. And to whom do I owe my gratitude?
We are Knight's Apprentice from the Academy at Garreland. We may be able to help you. But first, I would hear more.
There we go. We got the spoils of war. With our Squire Edelgard being the MVP.
My name is Argath, a knight in His Excellency the Marquis Elmdor de Limbri's household.
And a triple negative to a story because, yeah, well, okay. Alright, you know what, actually, I should put that as a potential. Hang on. Let me think about this for a second. You know what? I'll put him down as a potential, and then we'll decide how many negatives he's going to get, basically at the end of this chapter. Because this might actually be a positive and negative scenario, because I don't think he fits within the story. I think he's literally just, he literally does more plot hole generating than he does positive. So I'm gonna go ahead and put him down as a potential negative. And we'll go ahead and we'll add a potential positive for his voice actor, who is Ben Allen. We'll go ahead and we'll put down Ben Allen as a potential positive. And I'm only marking in the document that it's as Argath, because I don't intend to give Argath a positive. So there we go. Moving on. Is there anything else I want to give a negative to? You know what? The camera has been a royal pain in the ass, so... 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go ahead and just give the negatives for the camera while we're here. Because I think the camera is pretty crap. I don't know what it is, but I think we may be nuking the ally AI negative. I'm going to hold off on that for now. Oh, and obviously we don't have White Mage yet. When White Mage shows up, that's when we'll add the negatives for grind and healing. Because I still say those are crap. Up on a damn stick. But yeah.
A knight, you say?
Well, truth be told, I am a knight apprentice like you.
A fellow knight in training, then. I am Ramza Beowulf, and this is Delita Hyrule, my trusted friend.
Beowulf? You're not of the Beowulfs of the Order of the Northern Sky, are you? What fantastic luck! A blessing in the midst of disaster.
What?
The Order can help me rescue the Marquis. It must.
The Marquis is held captive.
The Corpse Brigade captured him, yes, but he still lives. We must act quickly. Should he be killed, I will lose everything. You simply must help me, please! I beg you!
Calm yourself. Who's to say your Marquis is to be killed anyway? The Corpse Brigade would not take a man alive save there were value in keeping him so. Of that, you can be sure.
There's little we alone can do against their main host in any case. If the Marquis has been taken hostage, Egros will be in an uproar. You can be sure of that, too.
Then before all else, we will report into Egros. Are we agreed?
Agreed. We'll start there.
And with that, Argath
Lead the way.
joins us. Yay. Okay. So, who's ready for me to throw another triple positive on the board? So, here's the funny thing. I'll try and demonstrate this here.
Looking for aught in particular? Good choice. Will that be all? Don't be a...
Okay, here we go. So, yes, you can still go ahead. That part, I will admit, is a little weird, Beach. I don't much care for that. I don't think it's negative worthy, but it's not exactly positive worthy either. But, yeah. Anyways, to get onto to something that is a positive... Random encounters. So, no longer are random encounters pace breakers. Why? Because even if you encounter them, you can just hit flee, boop, and you're good. You can, however, simply, while you're standing there, hit the X button and get into a random encounter if you want. I like this feature a lot because it actually means that the leveling is in your hands, not you're not at the mercy of RNG. I like that. Also, you can retreat if you feel like if you feel so inclined. All of the yes on that. Like, it sounds like that's such a minor thing, but it's like... But it is such a lucrative thing. In fact, you know what? I think I'm actually going to go ahead and give a positive to being able to hit retry. For being able to restart for the retry and quit out options. I'm actually going to give a positive to the ability to retry and quit out of a map. So, all right, let's move on.
I hear you were decorated for your first victory, Ramza. They sing your praise from on high. You do honor to our name, my brother, and to me.
I am glad.
Oh? You would not seem it.
I am. Forgive me. Your words do me far more honor than I have done you. No doubt word has already reached you, but the Marquis de Limbre's carriage was waylaid, and the Marquis taken. What have you in mind to do?
I have already asked Zalbarg to dispatch a squad in pursuit. These brigands must eventually come forth to demand ransom. That is, assuming the Marquis yet lives.
I beg of you, Count Beowulf. Lend me 100 men that I might hunt the Horsens down. Please, my lord. Grant me the means to avenge my fallen friends.
Mayhap your ears fail you. I said that a squad is to be dispatched. You are not a man of Galleon. Leave her affairs to those of us who are.
But, my lord...
Do not assume to beg favors of me. Let me remind you, Argath, lest you forget your place. You are but another sword, not yet even knighted. The two of you will remain here at Egros and serve among the castle guard. You needn't worry. Danger is not like to visit these walls.
My own house was once respected as highly as House Beowulf, you know? At least, until my grandfather was captured during the war, after his fortress was overrun. In hopes of saving his own hide, he divulged intelligence about our forces. Positions, numbers, supply routes, whatever it took, he rendered up to the enemy. He turned traitor, thinking to buy his freedom with the lives of his friends. But his freedom scarce outlived his honor. He was not a dozen paces out of the gate when the dagger found his back, killed by some common squire, no more a knight than I. One of his supposed comrades spread word of his misdeeds. My Lord Father would have none of it, of course. But he was the only one. Our bannerman deserted us. Our reputation ruined. I suppose I had best remember my place. Your lord brother has no reason to lend ear to pleas from the likes of me.
Delita! Delita!
Tidra! Alma! Zalbark!
Ramza, you've come home!
It has been some time, hasn't it, Zalbark?
I heard about Garland. They say you made short work of those brigands. Now you've truly the right to call yourself a Beowulf. Father would be proud.
Thank you, Lord Brother.
You certainly haven't changed. Gods forbid you show a bit of cheer on being praised. And you, Delita, do not think word of your deeds escapes our ears. Your sister's been so full of pride I quite fear she might burst.
Worry not, my seams have held. Glad to see you looking so well, Delita.
And are you? Have you settled in at school?
Yes, the others have all been quite kind to me.
Would that we could speak at greater leisure, but there are duties that require my attendance. Rogues do not catch themselves.
I understand. Good luck.
Oh, we received a note of ransom from the Corpse Brigade.
What?
Something about it sits unwell with me. They are anarchists, to be sure, bent on bringing down the aristocracy. But they fancy themselves righteous, and prey only on the nobility and those in our employ. Indeed, when they took hostages in the past, they demanded only in exchange for their captured brethren. Would such as they truly kidnap the Marquis for want of coin?
Why wouldn't they? They're naught but common footpads. What would they know of honor?
One of the men I dispatched to watch them has not returned. I suspect he learned something of import and was caught for it. However, there are those who do not think some mere spy worth a search party's efforts.
Where was he last known to be?
In Dorta, the merchant city east of Galleon. Guarding a castle grows dreadfully dull. Wouldn't you agree?
Forgive us, Teacher. It seems we must be leaving sooner than we had planned.
Don't worry about me. Just take care of yourself.
I will. Mind your studies. I'll be back before you've even noticed I'm gone.
I am sorely tempted to up the voice direction.
Teacher puts on a brave face, but the truth is not as honeyed as her words.
What do you mean?
She has a hard time of it at school. The others tease her for being lowborn.
Oh.
Forgive me. I shouldn't have said anything. I'm sure you have worries enough of your own. Teacher will be all right. I'm here to look after her.
Then there is naught to worry about. But mind your own limits. You can't be responsible for everything.
Says the brother who never fails to do any and all that is expected of him. Unless you forget, I'm no less a Beowulf than you. It'll take more than a few mean-spirited school peers to get the better of me. But please, don't lose sight of yourself, Ramza. You needn't let your life be ruled by the fact you were born a Beowulf.
Now you're starting to sound like Mother.
Yeah, I'm gonna up that.
Ramza.
Like, we've seen so many examples of good voice direction in the already that I'm just like, yeah, no. So yeah, let's up that to a double. Excuse me, not a triple yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because I do actually think that is warranted. All right, I say let's go ahead. We'll go ahead and we'll do a random encounter, and then we'll go ahead and we'll chop off for the day. Because like I said, I have to work tonight, and I haven't slept yet.
I'm ready.
Alright.
You have my strength. Never a doubt.
We're sure to win.
Of course.
It's time.
Still like that fast forward.
I won't lose.
We'll just wait.
My turn. No time to waste.
Well, there is,
I've got
but
work
still.
to do.
I want them to get closer so that I can actually start smacking them.
We can win this.
Where to?
It's time. No time to waste. I am ready. Vanilla.
I've got work to do.
My turn.
Ooh, nice. Damn. 2 crits in a row. I have 4 potions.
Nothing to worry about.
Still fun.
Ugh.
I'll take that.
We got some eye drops. Oof.
It's time. My thanks.
Oof. I've only got 2 of those, damn it.
We can win this.
Oh. Oh. Oh, shit. Ooh. Ah!
No time to waste. You're mine! Listen to it.
Oh, that was close. That was close. Whoops. Definitely want that. And I definitely want that. We'll hold off on that. Definitely want that.
Welcome, or catch your eye. May I help with? You're in safe hands with me. This is your grand time. Many thanks. This is your... You won't be... This is many thanks. This is your got to find. This is your custom. This is your another. Will that be all? Or catch your eye? Are you happy? Thank you for your custom.
And...
Are you happy? Thank you very much.
There we go.
Are you happy? Thank you for... May I have come...
There we go. Whew. Alright. I'm gonna go through a couple of battles just to get my JP up with everybody else. And it helps that I've, you know, filled out some more of the, whatchamacallit.
I'm ready. I am ready to fight.
We're sure to win.
My turn has come.
To battle! Right.
Oops.
I can do this.
I've got work to do.
I will prevail.
I am ready.
You can count on me.
Where to?
My turn. I am a Beowulf.
I'll show him.
Right. I can do this. The fruit of my labors. I'm here.
Ah, come on.
You can count on me.
I've got work to do.
Ah, come on. Well, that sucked.
It's time. It's over!
To victory!
You're not dying here!
There's life in me yet.
Time to show off my skills. I've been a fool.
My turn.
Oh, come on.
I won't lose. This ought to work.
Your time is up!
There we go. Whew.
What is it?
I'll definitely grab that. And that.
Me?
Okay. As much as I hate to do this, I am gonna have to end it here. Because, yeah, I can feel myself just wanting to drift off to sleep at this point. So, I'm not gonna promise to stream tomorrow. I know I've already missed 2 days, but, I'm gonna try and stream tomorrow, but that's also why I'm chopping off early, so that way I can, get some sleep, and then possibly be, rested enough to go ahead and do this. I may start early tomorrow, or just so that I can get in some stream time. But I'll play it by ear regardless. Regardless, yeah, that's quite a bit of gushing I've done so far. Yes, I've still added some of the negatives onto the board, but that's because I don't like defense missions in this thing. Although I might be reducing that, and the camera is still pretty freaking atrocious. But all the same, yeah, Ivalice Chronicles is off to a very good start. And yeah, that score is only going to go up as we discover more and more stuff. So, actually, before we go, let's check something. Ah, yes. White Mage and Black Mage have been unlocked, which means I'm actually gonna add some negatives before we go. Yeah, I know, but yeah. So this is basically for the White Mage grind and White Mage grind and whatchamacallit. To Ramza, his Squire abilities. Yeah, his one thing is not there yet. It'll unlock later. I know that. It doesn't say mastered when I learn all the other ones, so that's a bonus. Yeah, it wasn't there, and it would always say mastered, and then when it unlocked, it was like, oh, not mastered, and then even if you learned all the abilities, yeah, it was dumb. It was dumb. Admittedly. But, yeah, it's time for me to add some more negatives to the board. Starting with the fact that White Mage is a little too squishy and magic is kind of all over the place because the faith system is kind of boring. Oh yeah, and while we're on the subject, I really don't like how grindy this is if you're wanting to max everything. If you're wanting to get every ability, you are going to be grinding for a while. Because the massive amount of grind for Black Mage there is still there. Just a heads up on that. Still, Time Mage is worse, well then that's probably going to be, we're probably going to be giving Time Mage negatives then. And by extension, we'll be giving Time Mage negatives in the War of the Lions version as well. Because I didn't bother looking at that because I was an idiot. Yeah, 3,000. Oh fuck. All right. Well, we'll take a look at it when we unlock Time Mage, because I think Time Mage. Yeah, Time Mage requires level 3 Black Mage, so we won't be getting that for a bit. I actually don't even have Time Mage on my thing because I haven't been grinding any Black Mage abilities. So, all the same, that is for sure where we're gonna end. And like I said, that's where we're ending. Not a lot of story progress, but that's also because I was just going over the version more than anything. So, until next time, this is Blue Wolf Alex of the Lore Walker signing out. Have a good one. I'm gonna go and pass out so I can work tonight. Later.